Okay guys, so welcome back to a new video. Hope everybody's week is going well. Unfortunately, my drone parts didn't come in, so we're not going to be able to do any drone reviews this week. But as promised, I am doing a follow-up video on how to initially set up your Taranis QX7 FrSky or FreeSky remote. So here we go. So first thing obviously is turn on the power button right here.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Wait for it to boot up. If you get a warning, that's fine. Okay, so like I said before, I've been messing with this for about a week now, and so I've already got the Fury Beam plugged in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the menu button right here, okay? And so that's where you can basically set up all your different models and everything like that. So we're not going to get into that just yet. What we're going to do, though, is we're going to do the initial setup. So the way we do that is you hit the menu button and you hold it down for about 2 seconds. And then you should get into this menu here. It says Radio Setup. So now, obviously, the first thing you want to do is go ahead and set your date. And so the way you get into these different particular little models and everything like that, or the different modes and things, is you use your spinner wheel over here. So you want to set your year first, obviously. And the way you set the year is once you get to one that you want to change, you hit the white button here. Okay? And it flashes and you can change it to whatever year you want, and then do that again, and then it'll go back here and then down to the next. So once you've got your date set, you're going to go to your time. This is set up in military time. So what you want to do is set it to whatever your time is in military time. And then once you get that set up, the next basic thing you're going to do is you can go down here. You can change your beep volumes, your beep length, all the different volumes, the wave volume. I have mine turned all the way up. You can change your pitch at 0, haptic mode. You can change the contrast. You can make it lighter or darker. So you can see it goes darker like that. And I think 30 is the lightest it'll go, and then you can go all the way down to 10. So 20 is where the stock is. That's where I like it. You can set your alarms for your batteries, inactivity, memory low, your backlight. Now the backlight, the stock is 10 seconds when it times out, so I put mine at 25 seconds because I like it a little bit longer. Brightness, you can turn the brightness down. You can go into your time zone. So what you want to do in time zone is click on here, and then whatever time zone that you're in. Okay. GPS coordinates, pick your country code, your language. I think they've got a bunch of different languages in here that you can do. So there's Spanish, French, Hungarian, Italian, Polish, Portuguese, Swedish, Slavic, and I think there's more that you can download. Dutch, Czech Republic. So there's a whole bunch of different ones. Obviously, I'm in America, so I like mine in imperial, not in metric. So I set mine to metrics, and there's a play delay. You can also change your channel radio orders. So if you're going to be setting this up for like a plane or something like that, you can go in and mess with those, and then you can see your throttle and your or rudder and things like that. That's the different orders for like planes and things like that. Now this one over here is one of the most important ones that you're going to want to set up initially. This is your mode 1, 2, or whatever mode that you want to put yours in. So I'm in America, obviously, so I put mine to mode 2 just because that's what I like. So once you get this all set up and ready to go, and it just timed out on us, so we'll bring the screen back up. Once you get this all good to go, and you go all the way back up again, and you go ahead and you click select. Now, once you get that, I recommend you go ahead and calibrate your sticks here. So we'll go into the menu again. So we're going to go from here and we're going to hold this down till we get into the radio setup. And you can hit your page. And then you've got all your different options in here. There's a whole bunch in here, and I'm not going to go into them all just because there's so many different functions and things that you can go in, change your switches, your analog. I mean, you can do just about everything. But the last page in the menu is the calibration. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our sticks up to roughly the middle. And you can kind of see on the screen there, you see where right here, when I move that stick, and you can kind of see once it gets towards the middle, it has a little crosshair on there, and that kind of tells you right in the middle. And then this right knob up here on the top, let me come up here. These two knobs are what make that down there. See that moving? So this one up here, this has an actual like little adjuster on it, and it kind of tells you where middle is. This one over here does not, so you kind of have to eyeball it. So kind of just get it as close as you can to the other one, and then when you're ready, you push the enter button. Okay, and it's going to say set sticks midpoint and enter when done. So we've got them at the midpoint, so we're going to hit end, and it's going to say now move the sticks in the pots, which means the squares. So all we're going to do is we're just going to take each one, move it up, around, move it up and around. You don't have to do it a whole lot. And then up, around, and then back into the center again. And then when you're done, hit that, and you're all done. And then over here, just hit your exit button to get back out of your menu. There you go. And you're back on here again. So now to go into here, go into page. You can, like I said, you can set all your different settings to what you want to see on your model when you're flying. So let's go out here to this main menu. So say we're going to set up our very first model. So what you're going to do is you're going to click up that, and you're going to click Create Model, and it'll say Loading Model, and it comes up. The first one is Model 1, then it'll say Model 2, etc., etc. So if you want to change your model, you can go like that, and you can copy it, you can move it. But we're not going to do that. We're actually going to go into the menu of it. So we can click Setup. So the way that you change like the model name, so say, I don't know, we'll just name this Test. All right. So you use the dial, and you notice they're all lowercase letters. So to get an uppercase letter, you take the Enter button over here and you hold it down, and then it makes it go cap. And then we'll just name this guy Test. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, so now that we're done with that, you just keep going until you get to the end. You'll run out of spaces, and there you go. So now you can actually get in here and you can change all your different options that you want. All right. And have all kinds of different things that you can do in here. So we'll click Exit. Then what we'll do is we'll go down here. Then you can actually change your warnings, your trim setup. I mean, there's just endless numbers of things that you can do. You can change the heli setup, flight modes, inputs, mixer, outputs, your curves, your special functions. You can change all your sensors, all your telemetry, your display, how it actually looks. So there's lots of different things you can go in here. And like I said, you can back up, copy again. So what we'll do is we'll go into our test here. Go into the page, and there you go. So that's basically what you want to do when you first set up at least the buttons for it initially. Now, like I was saying, when you first get this model, your sticks here, I'm going to move the camera just up a bit so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So when you first get this stick it's kind of a little bit sticky, all right? It doesn't move quite as easy like that. So what you want to do is first go ahead and power it on down, okay? And after you power it down, what we're going to do is we're actually going to flip it over to the back side here. All right. You're going to want to be really super careful with the gimbals on the front. You don't want to bust those. So you're going to take your cover off, and then you're going to take your battery cover off, and you're going to take out your batteries. Okay, so once you've got your batteries removed, the next step is what you're going to do is there's 4 screws that you got to remove. There's one up here, one here, one right in here, and one right in here. And this will allow you to actually pull the panel off and access the inside of here where you're going to actually adjust your gimbal. Now when you're removing this cover, see these little guys right here? This is your external module. You want to be super careful when you're taking this out. Don't bend those pins at all. If you bend those pins, then you may not be able to use an external module. So I'm going to go ahead and get just a nice soft cloth so I can go ahead and set my gimbals down here. I'm going to grab my screwdriver really quick and we'll be right back, guys. Okay, so once you get your screwdriver, just go ahead and take this and start doing these. There we go. Okay, so we've got all 4 undone, and we're just going to lift this straight up, and you can see right here, this is where your battery connects. Alright, so just be really super careful with that. There we go. Okay, so now we are inside the actual back of the controller. Now, if you notice up here, this antenna, it just solders on right back here, so if you ever needed to, you could replace that, or you could do upgrades. I've heard there's different kinds of mods you can do and things like that. Okay, so to adjust your stick, this is really super easy. There's 2 adjusters that you need to worry about, basically. So the first one that you're going to adjust is this guy right here. This is your spring adjuster. So I've got mine just a little bit loose, and then you kind of want to just kind of feel the tension on the front. Okay, and then the other one here that you want to adjust is this guy here, and this is actually how the stick moves back and forth, how much tension is on there. So the tighter that these are, the more tension that you're going to have on the stick in the front when it's moving around. So you can see it moves back and forth and all the way around. Alright, so that's how you adjust that. Again, it's this one here adjusts the spring, how fast this moves up and down that way. And then these guys here, these adjust the actual tension on how it moves around, how fast. So I like mine a little bit loose because I'm used to my DJI Phantom. So that's, I tried to get them as best I could, as close as I could to the DJI Phantom. Alright, so once you are done with your adjustments, all you got to do is just take your little cable here and make sure you plug this guy back in. This is for your battery. Alright, and then all you got to do is just lay this down. Again, being very careful up here where those little prongs are for your module. Just be super careful. There you go. Once you've got it locked down in place, then you're going to go ahead and just take your screwdriver again, and then you're going to go ahead and just retighten up all your screws. There we go. Okay, and then you just put your batteries back in, like so. If you bought the battery pack, then you just plug the battery pack back in. And then your module cover. There you go. And you are all set to go. Turn it on.
Welcome to OpenTX.
Make sure that you everything's
Throttle
good.
warning.
Oh, throttle warning. There we go. All right, and you're all set to go. Okay, now the last step I would do after you've done all your adjustments, after you've set everything up, go ahead and it doesn't have to be a very big SD card, micro SD card. I just have a little 4 gig. And then you're going to go on to either the FreeSky website, or you're going to go on to the Open Taranis website. So either way, I'll go ahead and hold on. I'm going to pause the camera and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so once you've got your internet open, all you have to do is just go up here to frsky.com. Give it a second here. Maybe that's not the right state. It's FRSky dash. Okay, RC. Okay. It's probably going to try and send me to some other kind of random site. All right. So here's the FRSky website. So all you have to do is just go up here to download. All right, and you wait for it to download. Go to the transmitters. You click on whichever one you have. So in my case, I have the Taranis QX7. Click on that guy. You can download your manual. You can download firmware, or you can download your SD card contents. And that's got everything in there. So that update was on January the 5th. I don't know if that's the newest version of it, but that's one way. And you just basically, it's a zip file. You download it, unzip the files into a folder, and then you extract those out to the SD card. Okay, so the second way of doing this is you're going to go to the OpenTX. So you go to OpenTX, and I'm just on Google, so OpenTX. All right, and it's this one here. It's this open-tx.org. All right, and you've got all your different options on here. This is actually how to download the actual, the software. This is the TX companion. All right, so you can just go here and you can go to OpenTX 2.2.0. That's the newest version, and it kind of tells you all about what's on the software. Blah 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 blah. Download the Windows installer. And then here's also the SD content. So you just kind of click on it. So you go in here and you just download the newest version. So for mine, it would be the OpenTX X7 version 2.2.zip. Just download that. About 110 megabytes. It's not a huge file. And then, like I said, what you do is you just go over to your thing here. So you can see I made a folder. And then here's all your different ones. You might want to keep a copy of this folder on your desktop. That way, if you lose something, your SD card goes bad, whatever, you've always got a backup. And then you just dump that on your SD card and you literally plug it in, and that's it. And it does everything else for you. It's pretty easy. You can do all kinds of different mods and everything like that. So, but that's basically how to set up your Taranis TX or the QX7. All right. So guys, if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up button. And if you like the channel, if you like my reviews, tips and tricks, go ahead and hit the subscribe button for me down at the bottom. If you hit the little bell, that just lets you know when I've got new videos out there available for you. Typically we do uploads on Thursdays and Fridays, and sometimes the weekend if we have an extra chance. So hopefully I'll get my drone parts in this weekend, and I can do another video for you, and we can get the actual controller out, and I can show you what it does and how to bind an actual drone up to and fly one around, because I really want to get my new Tiny Whoop up in the air anyway. So Guys, in the meantime, thank you for all the support. Thank you for all the awesome comments. Thank you so much to all the subscribers. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. I do try and read each and every one of those comments. I try and get back to everybody in a timely manner. But as you know, time is extremely, short. So I try to get to everybody as soon as I can. But guys, in the meantime, let's keep our drones up in the air, flying high, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Have a great day.